Okay, as Gabriele said, I'm in charge of art, talking about digital twins and innovation about using XR experience and platforms for real-time environments. So we start from obviously from BIM design and collaborate proactively with some companies and public ministry. Here in the moment we have two projects with the environmental ministry and defense, but unfortunately I cannot show material because it's classified, but I will share something that could be interesting about that. Then today I would like to make you aware about the two platforms that we are starting using with Dassault, 3D Experience and Tandem from Autodesk, and something other. As you see here in the virtual machine, I can share. I don't share because it's not at the moment what we are using for compiling some project from a real engine for our clients. About digital twin, I would like to join the presentation from Gabriele. We put much interest about that because, as you can see, something about the statistics. It's completely growing at the moment. It's something that is trending. So imagine that in the future we are engineers, but obviously we have some cross skills. We need some cross skills in the future. We'll need them to join the market requests. So as you can see, something in particular that is growing about XR and development in cross direction with AC, so with architectural engineering construction sector. If I'm not clear, please stop me because I'm obviously I talk Italian normally, so so it's for me it's a second language. That's something about continuing using the subject of digital twin. The experience comes from automotive and manufacturing, but now at the moment it's just something that is connecting in real time with BIM and with restoration, heritage, and conservation. That are the two main scopes that we are involved inside the project. Continue the experience from the project that we made with Stardomus, and I'll start with that. I think that it's important to understand what are the results that we are expecting from the digital twin implementation and ArcViz. The first part is something more graphical. So the ArcViz should be something that is involving and make the client aware about the potentials about the building that they are going to revamp or buy. The second part is something related to the real-time configuration, and I'll show you some videos about that. Just make me just wait a second that I will keep them. I have a second monitor, so I will share with you only the first one. Okay. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay, that's it. That's the first pattern when we started. So something that is city sides. So we are going from the macro area to the micro area with some projects that are generic, where we started about that. This is the Real Engine platform, but it's connected with the data from BIM. So the data are imported from BIM and rendered and also full of BIM informations. So it's something that could be full labeled by and useful also for not for the technical, but also for the clients. The second part is something related to the project that you see here, the project from Bologna. We collaborated in two parts: the map part for electrical, for BIM development, so with the authoring part, and this the third part was for ArcViz, so something that is related with scraping data in real time. the evolution project at the moment is in this level. So it's something that you can navigate here and configure some data inside the script data and have a connection with electrical facility management. So there are many platforms that I will show you now, but we choose to use something made in-house. So the project is something that will offer to the client the facility management part connected to BIM and IoT data. That's something that we want to arrive inside that. But at the moment, it can share and also visualize the ArcViz part, so configuring part, as I said before, and also BIM data. Or it's a work in progress, so the lightning is not so much, is not so good at the moment. If there are any questions, please share with me. Imagine that these are in-house parts, so there are many opportunities about using the platform. I think that the two important most important platform that we are using now is the Dassault, and the newest one is we are in the beta inside the Autodesk Tandem. And here it's at the moment it's something that similar to BIM 360. I don't know if you have experience with some BIM 360, but it offers many other opportunities about using and analyzing digital twin. So I imagine about IoT connections, reports issues, asset management for all the buildings. I imported a project from Autodesk just to make you aware about the opportunity to use that platform. But I will not go in deeper to these two, but I think they are useful to understand that there is opportunity to use them because they are very powerful. For the moment, we are switching on Dassault because offers the environment that is going completely inside the platform. So you can model with CATIA, and then you can just manage all the project inside the platform. These are the three most important parts of this implementation. Other trending topic about our activities is obviously modeling in BIM and connecting data. So using Python, Dynamo, Grasshopper, Unreal, Unity, and any other tools inside Dynamo, maybe something related to environmental design, like I'm sorry, I missed the name, but at the moment, like Ladybug, if I don't wrong, that are tools really interesting inside Dynamo and also Grasshopper. The importance of this part is also related to the management of the safety assessment. So imagine that the environmental, HSI, so health and safety and environmental as something that is inside the management system about safety and environment. So connecting data in real time and using this new platform is something that will make you aware about the risk management. So you can use the XR experiences and platform to train to have the opportunity to train the workers. That is one of the most important part about management, is health and safety management system. This is a study from PVC and some data that I will share with you. That the workers are 4-5 times faster to train in the class than in the classroom, and are more confident about and also emotionally connected to the platform that they are using. Imagine a training done not only with something statical, but becomes dynamical. So you can just train and retrain and have a scoring system to have the result that you need. Another tool that we use, there are inside the asset management and safety. Here you can see a pharmaceutical. I can show you something because it's not under NDA. You can use the opportunity to use the artificial intelligence to have some data that is going to be repeated. So you can just run the routines to understand what is becoming critical inside the procedures of safety. Imagine fire safety and also evacuation procedures. There are some tools inside BIM, but they are not so developed. So we use something that is called agents. You see there. I will show you. Just a second. If I don't wrong, I can have the video here. Can you see that? Imagine that in this moment we have agents here that are completely independent. They are using their artificial intelligence. This is a demo, but you can run and understand how it's going to charge on the floors and on the stairs. Imagine that running 100 times on 1,000 times will be something that is creating big data that are useful to understand what is becoming. The boundary condition of that is just something that you have to follow the rules and also the laws and normatives about the safety engineering. So the difficult part is to integrate them, obviously, with something that is born from video games, because here is a technology born from video games and production from cinema. Here we simulated a path of exiting from a stadium with maybe, if I'm wrong, 25,000 people. Imagine that they can do completely by AI and understand how much time is going to be, how much the crowd tempo in the time will be in some area, and understanding what are the changes for structural, for example, and other data that can be useful. The platform obviously must be must be built in the needs of the client. So if, for example, in the pharmaceutical, they use good manufacturing and good engineering practices, GXP. So the most difficult part is understand how to do that using these useful procedures to have some useful data. I will just make you aware about other opportunities. That is a case from University of Perugia. They used the BIM creative part in XR, and also a simulation made with the I think Vive visor to understand with these heat maps which is the best part to put the signals, and also the analysis for understanding the time for evacuation. As you see here, there are many signals, horizontal and vertical, and the heat maps will have made aware about the best fitting where to place them, putting the eye attention from the site and understanding how much this will be concentrated in some areas with, despite others. The platform that we are creating is something that, as I said before, is something that is related to digital twin. So it needs to be connected in real time with data. So real-time tracking, monitoring, and also KPIs sharing, because they need for quality procedures. It's something that is connected both in the authoring software like Revit, Navisworks, and other platform, or servers like REST API. They use REST API here. REST are a platform that is that is needed for connecting, for example, IoT data and other things in real time. In Unreal that we use, or Unity, it's the same. Is something that is proxying the data, transforming in the both ways from the viewer and XR experience to the back to the authoring software. That is one most connected to the configurator. So it's something that comes here. I'm sorry because they are not in order because they are different from the last structure that I used in the past. They are connected here. We made a demo, fully demo that in the last in 2019 for a digital twin before the platform from Autodesk that will be available at the moment. I will share with you. I can open the platform here. That is called V, and it's a completely it's a simulator about the project that we did in Como Lake for a proposal for the revamping from a new luxury villa. So imagine that you can move inside that, scraping BIM data, also having the all the information from sustainability, energetic model, spectrum, and other things that we implemented inside that. Now, at the moment, we are proposing there or for the project inside the with Stardomus, but also for the Ministry of Defense for that project that we are involved to. Unfortunately, I won't show that because it's under NDA. Don't look at the values because they are not so good here because they are from the BIM. But imagine that you can integrate your data from maybe Ithaca, LEED, or Uni for TS, UniTS for heating and cooling analysis. As you can see, it's something that is moving inside the visor, but also in streaming. So you can just recreate all the data inside that. As implemented all the Gs, and this is the third part of the presentation that I will show you with you. You see here the disciplines. Exactly, the addition, as you said, Gabriele, they are using Navis work, but we recreated here from in Unreal to make the client aware about the site risks. So that's something related to the construction part. The simulation is just something that is connected to the simulation for construction risks. So the 4D here is connected to the Gantt, here the from project, as the demo that Gabriele showed before. And then the other things that are related to sustainability. I will show you in a deeper way. Okay, you can see here, it's also connected to the old Como Lake. Okay, here we imported all the Como city because we needed for analysis for lead analysis and Ithaca analysis for sustainability part. We presented that to Epic. That was one of our supporters for that. They invited us for a real fest for that, but unfortunately last year was cancelled by the COVID. So we made that for a demo that is something that we are creating inside Digital Twin here now at the moment. The last part is something that you see in also in Stardomus project for the ArcViz part. This is my collaborator in the ArcViz modeler that made this one for presenting to the client. So it's much more curated for the graphical part. Okay, I can just drop a bit and ask you if you have some question. You have any questions? Hello?
Okay, I'm here. I don't know if students have some question about. Is it clear? as usual. Okay, thank you, Clelia.
Yes, it's clear. Okay,
And also amazing, perfect.
that's amazing. Thank you. I would like also to hear your voice to have some connection. It's not needed to see your face, but at least your voice. Okay. Want to do some minutes of pause maybe, and
Yeah,
then understand about the environmental part and G simulation, the very last part. And then
perfect.
I won't bore you more.
Okay, see you at 10, 5, 5 to 10.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Francesco?
Sì, ci sono.
Ah, okay. I didn't know that you were there. Okay, we can start with the second part. Someone has some question about the first part? About simulation, how?
Good morning. No, by now it's all
Hello.
clear. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about something that I have in the in my culture about the environmental sustainability. Just to present a bit myself, I'm an environmental engineer, so not strictly on buildings, but my experience was something that was cross-fitting all these disciplines. And as you can imagine, now that there is much more interest about environmental awareness and assessment and sustainability. It's something that is going to my interest. Just to focus on that, we have the opportunity to collaborate with environmental ministry in the starting of this year for this project that is we called in code DASIS. This is disruptive approach to smarter environmental sustainability, but it's something that it's just implemented in abroad. So in other states, it's a platform that is going to aggregate disciplines like building intelligence, tracking in real time, and also environmental assessment. And it's something that is connected to digital twin. Imagine that macro areas and large quarters, protection from falling, simulations, earthquake simulation, something that is going to be useful for public administration to track in real time what is becoming critical in some zone. We made some material in culture that we had and then proposed for the PNRR, and was hopefully received from this document that is much important for our nation. The scope is just to track, as you see, in real time. You can use, of course, open data and or closed data. The normatives in European Union just suggest to use open data. So software like ArcGIS and other private platform are becoming more resilient to use this type of data that are much more important for the GIS development. Imagine also that the building part, so the strict building part, can collaborate proactively with this type of information. Imagine to have hundreds, thousands, 10,000, 100,000 of this building collaborating in real time to have all the opportunity or to track all in real time. You can see some project done by Esri. You know the Esri, the creators of ArcGIS. Do you have any experience with the platform? Hello.
Please answer. Okay, thank you, Clelia.
Okay. It's something that they are in the market from maybe 50 years, so they are much more experienced by from despite Autodesk in the environmental part and simulation from GIS. Imagine that they track this city, but this is easily done for all the cities in the world with the heat maps. And then imagine that you can just understand with LiDAR technology what are the risks for a specific part. For example, here I live here, so, and Gabriele lives here. Just to focus here, focus where we are located. We had a struggle earthquake in 2016, but I think it's time that it's gonna be in the near future, because it's obviously it's something cyclical. We are in we are in the second zone, but obviously this part is more susceptible by earthquake strikes. Tracking this data from BIM, from GIS with this type of intelligence, collaborating with AI and big data could be fulfilling for understanding what are the best practices for maybe plans for safety, for civil protection and other things. Also for flooding, of course. I will show you something done for Torino. This is done from Rome. We are making a project for Torino, fully with Warredoc that we are collaborating with, and using ECRAS, ArcGIS, and if I don't wrong, Flow2D. That are the three platforms that they are using. Also us. ECRAS is from military and is done for specific analysis in the simulations for flooding and behavior from rivers and also water. How it's going to be connected to the BIM data? Of course, the infrastructure will be done in BIM, can be connected to this type of simulations, and everything could be something that will be producing big data that must have some intelligence to make them fulfillable for prediction and assessment. Why using not proprietary but the gaming engines? Because they can move imagine tons of data in 3D real time, and also with something connected to the real time data that is normally not possible with the softwares. If you have experience with Revit, you know that at the moment it's possible to connect some IoT data, but Autodesk won't accept that because they have their platform. You can easily done in the gaming engine like Unreal or Unity, because they are born for that. So you can receive data, connect that in real time, and create your digital twin for the specific simulation. As you can see, also this simulation from NVIDIA using, I think, Unreal, it's something that for me it's incredible, because it's resolving part of the Navier-Stokes in real time. So they are much more something that is incredibly difficult to do with simulation, but they found a method to regenerate and simulate with boundary conditions that are similar to the reality. So it's something that is simulating something that is has a value because it has a boundary condition from reality. We had a project here in Rome, and I will show you also Torino, using the ArcGIS platform for Unreal. Here you can just track them, connect OSM data, create 3D buildings, and understand how this fluid coming, when it's coming, where are the fluid risk zones. The data is obviously comes from Warredoc. They did that study for this part. And I think that it's interesting to understand that this could be interesting, useful also for this part of Umbria, where I live, where we simulated a CFD for Assisi. That is a small town here near here, and that's the airport here. So how the big data could be visible with XR? You can connect the CFD post-production in real time and make people aware about the risks inside this part. Maybe also for fire safety here for the wooding part. just to make you aware about that, we created also the a 3D for the historical center from Perugia. We recreated from photogrammetry and proposed to Comune di Perugia for the digital twin. They accepted that. I don't know if they are asking us to do the project, but obviously we are aware about that. We are ready to help them. Data can come from many opportunities. As you said before, Gabriele, you can just recreate from LiDAR or from maybe the scanning drones and the software that the hardware they used. Imagine that for big data like small towns like here, you can just track the 3D data for prediction for risks, for example, because you can create maps here for the 3D extrusions. It's not a simple task, but it's possible, as you said here, as you saw here. So imagine that is something that could be very interesting in the future, especially for the historical parts of from these towns. Last part for that, and I won't bore you more. It's something that we created with Epic directly. Last year, we recreated the Castelluccio before the earthquake-stricken zone because it was completely destroyed by the earthquake, and to make them simulating the Fioritura. So it's not something in engineering, but in the XR part. The simulation that I will show you, sorry, because it's compiling a project here. Here, just a second. This is the a very last part, so I will let you see that. No. Okay, this is for Torino. As you see, it's completely recreate the entire city with using the environment and platform from Unreal and Esri, and also some photogrammetry from Google that we'll see. And here there is some simulation about the flooding zone. I want to show you more that this I think it's quite incredible because these opportunities now are like to create massive data. So you can create an entire region using the software that you have. And just to finish that, we are a studio. Despite Stardom, we are evolving to innovative startup for this type of projects. And at the moment we are not collaborate, sorry, in part in a relationship with this software house and platform that they are providing us the technology development and support for some project. Thanks for watching. Hopefully, I hope that I haven't bored you so much.
Sorry, I have just a question. Is like a practical question. I mean, the last example related to Turin, of the simulation of the city of Turin. Is it possible to know more or less how much it will cost to the municipality or to the client that will pay it?
I don't know about that, but from some projection that we have in abroad project like Shanghai, I think that there are some millions of euros about creating a real-time data for a municipality with the with the 1:1 resolution. If you have something in this resolution, obviously it will cost much more.
Okay, perfect, thank you. And more or less, how much time do you need to model a city?
We made 3 people for 2 months. I didn't have the opportunity to show you the defense ministry project, but this this is 10 square kilometers for project for infrastructure. There are 4 engineers working since 3 months for BIM and digital twin. So this project will for the early part. So imagine a small part of the infrastructure will be in July. So the deadline for this part. So imagine that will be a working 1 or 2 years of working for many people. Sorry. For a digital twin in a good resolution for connecting GIS and also IoT data for a city.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
That's my opinion, because I'm not aware
no,
about that.
Yes, it's just a curiosity, just to understand how it works on the work world. I mean, here in university we have different time, but and different scale of project. I'm just curious about the future and how it will be organized, our future work.
Other questions?
I think for your project should be interesting to understand the simulation with the people inside your building in order to understand if the design is correct, if the exit paths are correct, and so on. So for your future as a student, I think it's very, very useful to understand how to make this kind of simulation. You ever tried something about this in other courses, for example, when you're talking about BIM?
Well, simulation with people, no. I mean, for the knowledge course, we use Javier Oculus to see our project, and well, it was very useful because we can be inside our project in one-to-one scale, so we can see details that just using Revit, for example, we were not able to see. But really, simulation with people, no, we've never done it.
Okay. Can you understand the potential of this kind of technology for the verification of your project? I think, Francesco, you can support my idea, but I think it's the future of the verification of the project. So for the validation of the design, layout, and emergency exit and so on, I think it's the best way to understand if it works or not.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is something that will be much more important in the next year, evolving also the artificial intelligence. So the real question is just to understand how we can use this big data and also the artificial intelligence to provide a better service for this type of assessment. Because there are many normatives that are statical, and in the European Union they are moving faster about that. Here we are much more connected to the normative, statical normative. I mean about fire safety or safety. we have to understand that this is a good opportunity to use the two opportunities, to mix them with some intelligence.
And also training for operation, of course.
Absolutely.
And safety.
Unfortunately, I cannot show you we did for pharmaceutical this type of operation with a divisor like in Oculus and Vive maybe. Now this project here in for a Ministry of Defense, we are doing in Quest 2. So it will be packaged maybe in Android, so they can just they are independent from the PC. We are compiling inside that. So you can just imagine that you buy 10 visors, you put inside the application done, and then they can collaborate. That is much more faster, huh? Because you are wireless.
There are some easy software that they can try to understand some application about it.
Yeah, I think the best one it's real because it's visual, like Dynamo.
Okay.
So you have a C++ classes exposed with a snippet like Dynamo and Grasshopper. You can create your routines, your actors, connecting real-time data, and then you can just collaborate with some programmers or engineers to make you the help you with the environment, the assessment for the connection data. So it's like I think one of the best opportunity to start using these platforms.
Okay. I used also pedestrian simulation that was pretty easy to understand, in order to understand how crowd moved into the building. But someone of you is able to use the Dynamo. Yes or no?
It's a question.
Not so good. During the knowledge course, we made some code, but base code, just in order to try to export an Excel file with some parameter or like that.
It's a start.
Yes.
For example, just make you the easy part of Dynamo because it's useful. This is an example. Just we have a topography for a landscape, and we had to push down the expression things. So as you can imagine, for a topography, it's not possible doing by hand. With Dynamo, you can create a rule for doing that for using, for example, a rule that the things must be 1 meter under, and then it could be in 1 second it does the task. So imagine that the curve is just faster for producing, but also it's harder to create the script. When you have a script, you will have a time that comes to 0 for producing things, and also revising project because you don't have any errors at the moment.
Okay. Which application did you like more, students?
No one answers. We don't like applications.
Okay.
Okay.
So thank you very much, Francesco.
Thank you for your time. I hope that could be useful for you, and all the best for your study path.
Okay, thank you so much. Lorenzo, do you have some question again?
I have just one last curiosity. Last year, I follow a part of a fire safety engineering course, and we use a software that, if I'm not wrong, was Pathfinder for the simulation. But I not use it because I just follow the theoretical part of the course. But I see that the professor and the other students use it. Is it classified as an easy software to use, or is more complicated? Because I see something and I find it very complicated.
I think that is a microphone open. That is going to be. There are two critics here. The first one was from the fire safety department that said that they are not so good software because they do by experience. The second part is just that must be validated in some way. So I think that the difficult part is just to validate the boundary condition for them. Revit has a routine inside that in BIM, but obviously cannot do this type of simulations. It's just something that creates an easy path, but doesn't respect any rules from normatives. So imagine that when you have to do that, you have to create a as we can say, some boundary conditions that are validated.
Okay, thank you. It was just a curiosity.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you, Francesco.
Thank you for your time.
Next year, I hope.
Okay.
Okay, we can have a little break, so we can come back at 10:40.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.